this episode of Eavesdropping Knowledge, where we talk about trucking dispatch and other avenues of being an entrepreneur. How about that? Let me get my words straight. We dropping gems today on when we first started dispatching and what we did wrong. You know, where we just start off right. Where it be confidence, not telling our driver something. Who want to start it off? You want to start it off, Ebony, or let's do ladies first.
Yeah, ladies first.
Really?
Ladies first. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know, ladies first. Especially after Juneteenth. Let's go ahead and start it off. Where did you start off messing up at? Give us your top 4.
I ain't really.
Oh my God. She ain't even do her homework.
She ain't make no mistakes. She perfect.
She ain't make no mistake. You did perfect.
I made some, but I know one that really kind of messes with is not getting my driver's his login to his ELD system. I had a couple of drivers they got stopped and shut down by DOT because they was not following the road service. So just trusting them that they would tell me the truth, that how many hours of drive time they had, if they took 30-minute break after 8 hours. So just all I did is end up getting a call saying DOT shut him down. He had something on his back. So that was my bad. That was my fault from not asking, for that license when I started out. But now I do have my driver's license. I go up and see what's going on with their clock service.
So pretty much, as soon as you sign the driver up, you automatically ask them for their ELD information, login information.
Now I do. Just like with their portal, if they got a factoring company, I have all the information, so I can their document. But I also ask for the login. Yes.
Have you had any customers give you some pushback or anything? Like, why you want my my information?
No, I haven't had no pushback. Especially if you're brand new to the transportation industry, a lot of them don't understand the hours of service. So sometimes I have to, have a one-on-one consultation call before they even get on the road, because these are that I ask drivers. So I have when I first get on the call, when I first schedule, but when I sign you up, I have another one to make sure you understand, my points of communication. Do you understand your hours of service? Because that is very important to me. You know what I'm saying? I want to like you left out. You know what I'm saying? In one piece, safety is everything for me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that was one of my big, mistakes. But I don't. But also I can say sometimes when you have your presentation, you got to ask a little more questions. So particularly last week, one of my drivers was down in Florida and I needed to get him out. One of my brokers, was going to be down in Florida. So he had some good loads. Not knowing that, he had a, previous background. So it was one of those loads where both of the loads that I put on his back, they needed a clean background, It
was it going to like a Navy base? I mean, like an Army base or what?
One of them, they were going to a Army base, so where they had to give me your ID, that run their name and all that stuff. But this particular, last week, not because I just got started with the gentleman. So now I know I need to ask in my consultations if they have a previous background. So I need to stay away from them. You know what I'm saying? So we had to regroup. So one of the loads he was able to get off, no problem. But when we got up to PA, they refused him because of something he had on his background years ago, over 20-something years ago. But he still came. And so we had to he brand new into this transportation. I had to tell him, like, hey, go to the truck stop, the nearby truck stop, and see if you can get the driver to drop this load. We can't keep it on our back, you know?
Yeah.
So we end up having to get the driver, you know, take the load for us. To get it.
I got a question. So, and I experienced this. It was my second carrier ever. Have y'all ever had a situation where somebody had a you know, something in their past, something in their background, basically a felony, and they couldn't get factoring? Have y'all ever experienced that?
No, I never experienced that.
Because
No,
I tried to get this dude signed up with like 4 different factoring companies, and they all kept rejecting him because of,
I do know they do run your name, or you know your name, and I think possible when you go for factoring, they run credit or somewhat to try to see, because they're at the bank, they giving money up front, and then they're waiting on their money on the back end. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I know other guys who have stuff in their background and they got factoring. So it's like, I mean, and again, it was like my second carrier ever. It was a crazy situation. It didn't go nowhere. Like I worked with him for like maybe like a week and a half, and it was a great learning experience, but it was a horrible experience as a dispatcher because he's basically just like, anyway, I don't have nothing positive to say, so I'm not gonna say anything. But like I said, I've had other carriers who had stuff in their background. They've been able to get factoring, but for whatever reason, he could not get factoring. Like they just would not get him approved, and that led to some other issues. And he was, you know, calling me out of my name and everything. So I was like, okay, all right, I see how it is.
So you got punked? Somebody punked you, James?
Oh, nah. There was no punking going on.
No, I'm joking with you. Man. Go ahead, Evan.
So, guys, it's very important. Like, I do have you know, when I do deal with a representative at the factoring company, I do, you know, keep in communication with them at all times, because it's some stuff that they can answer for us if you ask the right questions to see what all involves in for us factoring. But I do push factoring in my consultations because, you know, another mistake. I had a carrier, this same carrier that I just said got shut down by DOT, that ended up signing up with TBS factoring company. Horrible factoring company to communication, horrible. You never can get anybody on the phone. You know, even if because I'm the type of dispatcher that I also, once I upload my driver's paperwork, I go back and check it to make sure it got approved. I don't just upload it and forget it, because I want to make sure when I upload that paperwork, my driver's getting paid. If anything wrong with the paperwork that I uploaded, I go back in, put notes in, whatever they're requesting, you know, so it won't hold my driver
for that. Yeah.
money. But so this particular carrier that I did sign on, she had 2 trucks. No clue about trucking at all. So when I first did my consultation with her, she ended up going against who I said, you know, suggested for her to sign up. So she listened to the naysayers on the other side, and she went with TBS. So TBS wasn't paying out her. So I had uploaded, when I first started, I uploaded some of her loads, and they wasn't paying them out right. So I'm trying to get in contact with her representative. The information that she gave to me on my carrier agreement, of course, could never get anybody on the phone, email, no response. So I'm end up going through like invoicing her loads individual. I stopped factoring through TBS and started invoicing them individual. That was like a
pay?
horrible experience for me.
He's doing like the quick pay.
Some of them didn't have quick pay. Yeah, it was quick pay, like, or Triumph Pay. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Some brokers just don't offer that at all.
So you just gotta wait those 30 days.
Yeah, you gotta wait that 30 days. So I she didn't know what she was doing. End up dealing with these people for a good 90 days. So I stopped. So I'm doing direct invoicing for her for 90 days. So I'm like, oh my God, this is horrible. And so, of course, me invoicing her every week so she could pay me, because I have a clause in my carrier agreement. If you don't pay me on the Tuesday, so I invoice Tuesday through Monday. So I send out my invoices on Monday, and my invoice have to be paid by Tuesday at 5 Eastern Standard Time. So if I haven't got paid by that, I won't find you another load going out Wednesday until my invoice is paid. Because I don't charge a deposit, you know what I'm saying? But I do have a credit card consent form.
Okay.
Yeah, so I end up have to get her out of her factoring deal, because what a lot of people don't know is once you sign up for factoring, if you don't send a termination letter or let them know up front that you want to do a 90-day trial, a 60-day trial, once you sign up and you don't know that, they'll roll that over and you'll be stuck in a contract for a whole year. So you have to send like a termination letter within 24 hours after you sign up, letting them know, hey, I just want to do this factoring, try it out for 90 days to see if, you know, this percentage that they're giving me working out. And it's something that I want to continue doing.
Yeah, they don't tell you that.
No, they don't. And so
that's
a lot
another
of people
thing.
don't sign up with these cheaper factoring companies and don't know that they're getting fucked on the back end also.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you having issues with a load or you got a no-buy load through that factoring company, now you can't get nobody on the phone. That's why it's very important to vet your factoring companies out to make sure who you're dealing with.
I had a factoring company for a client that's in Texas, Lubbock, Texas. He dealt with a bank, I think it was. And I think I was telling you this, James, is they had in their contract is like some of the loads, they would pretty much, you'll go in there and do, you know, in their little portal and do a credit check. And they will approve the load. They'll approve the broker. But if the broker had like, I forgot what they said. If the broker had something at the bottom of the rate con when you received it, they would reject the load. So
what do you mean something at the bottom of the rate con?
How am I supposed to,
What do you mean something at the bottom of the rate con? Like what?
I forgot exactly what it was, but whatever was at the bottom of the rate con, it was pretty much how they do their pay system or something like that. Mm-hmm. But the whole thing was they approved the load, so I'll go ahead and book the load. But then when I got the rate con, if it had some symbol or something at the bottom of the rate con that they didn't pretty much approve, then they told me, literally they told me this in email, that I would pretty much have to refuse the load. Or I would have to go through them for direct pay. I would have to go through that broker. So once again, like Ebony said,
they want you to get a rate con and then submit it to them. And then if they send it back and with this thing at the bottom, then you're supposed to just not take the load?
Pretty much, it's not even getting that far to send it to pretty much a bank. It was like once, let's say I got the load and I got it from the broker. Mm-hmm. And then I noticed that at the bottom of the rate con, it had that logo. Okay. I'll automatically know that their factoring company is not accepting it. So then I would have to pretty much go through that broker to get paid. But the crazy thing about it is I would have to go get the load and then find out after they pretty much send it to me. You know what I'm saying? Waste time or ask the broker and stuff. It wasn't like Triumph or like the big boys, OTR and stuff like that. Yeah. That, you know, pretty much you already know they're going to get the load.
So did that did that carrier ever switch factory companies, or you just rolled with it?
Nah, man. Well, pretty much that was one of the factory. That was one of the carriers, pretty much that had he was a fleet owner, so he couldn't pretty much compete with how the rates and the gas and everything. So he had to sign on with the company. So that's one of the carriers that I lost. That's actually one of the things in innovative logistics we're talking about. That pretty much with these rates and the gas, fleet owners are not really making no money out there. And James, me and you've been talking about that, bro. I've been saying that for like 2-3 months, man. I don't see how they can do it. I can see how owner operator make money, but a fleet owner, they got to pay themselves. They got to pay gas. Then you got to pay somebody to drive your truck and be competitive in this market. Pay them $1,500 or $2,000 because last year everybody was getting paid big money. So people don't want to change because they cost of living is still the same. They don't want to go down to $1,900 now. They still want that $1,500, $2,500 or whatever you was paying them. But no, let's get back to what we was discussing. Something that I pretty much, and I think a lot of dispatchers have a problem with. When I first started out, the first mistake I did out the gate is not charging 10% and not having the confidence to charge 10%. And it's still to this day hunt me because I still have my first carrier, my OG carrier. I love her to death. But I charged her 7%. And every time I book a load, it hurts, man. It hurt my heart, yo. It hurt my heart. And she be making good money too. And that's 7%, and it's just like I just shake my head, man.
But I will say this though. Yeah. We know how the market is right now. So that 7% might be why she's still rolling with you. Because at 10, she made like a few months ago, she may have been like, hey, I love you, but I can't do it. But at 7, she like, he give me rolling, he put money in my pocket, he's charging me 7, it's not 10. Like that could be what's keeping y'all together. So you got maybe but
that 7%, man, hurt. Nah, I'm sorry. Maybe 8 or 9, but that 7 hurt, man. I don't know. Bro, but I
feel like somebody on this call probably told you before you got your first carrier to charge 10, right? I feel like somebody may have had that conversation with you. Did somebody have that conversation with you? Somebody on this call between the two people at the bottom. Somebody, one of us, I think, had a conversation with you, was like, charge 10%.
Cause you gotta know your worth.
But you didn't do it though, right?
That's before I even knew any one of y'all. I didn't even know y'all before I got that. Huh? I didn't know you. I didn't know you before I got my first carrier.
Bro, I feel like you was working on getting that first carrier when we first started, like, talking. I mean, I'm not saying we talk like we talk now, but it was like, we talked a little bit. We chopped it up a little bit. He said, "Whoa, no." I remember the first conversation I had with you. I was at my homeboy's people's house. It was Memorial Day.
Oh, I feel special, man. I feel special. You remember me?
On all the fun. Everybody was in the pool, and I was stuck on the phone talking to you. So that's why I remember.
Like this goddamn this nigga. Excuse my. What's up, third coach? But no, I still say to this day, man, it's like I don't go down to 7. I took that advice from Alex because Alex pretty much said if you're gonna go any lower, go to 7. But I wished I would have started off charging 10. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So and here's my thing: it's like I agree with you on some drivers if they will probably stay before the 7. But this driver right here, now I could be wrong. I think she stays with me because of the relationship we have together. And I think a lot of people stay with you because of that. It kind of like goes beyond sometimes of money. Like we talk, sometimes we laugh, you know what I'm saying? I'm the type of person, I send Christmas gifts. I send all my, drivers like gift cards. It wasn't much, but I sent them gift cards for Mother's Day. I'm going on Google finding a nice, Happy Mother's Day like pictures. I'm sending it to them. You know what I'm saying? It's certain things that I do. It's the small things really. You know what I'm saying? That really keep people like messing with you. And these drivers, going, when going the extra mile and stuff like that. So I really think she wouldn't leave me.
Yeah.
You know, but I could be wrong. So, you know, because that money talk. But I say that was my first mistake. My second mistake was not keeping it 100. And these are not in order, but that first one was in order. This one's not in order. Not being 100 with my drivers. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna lie, I had to work on some of that today. Oh, not today, but this year. Not being
Transparent is everything, and they're not gonna like everything you're gonna say. And
yeah.
like I told you guys last week, you know, just how transparent I am. I'm not gonna know a goddamn thing for anybody. You know what I'm saying? If the market is going down, I'm gonna tell you the market's going down. It's looking funky right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you. So, you know, if you're gonna weather the storm, you're gonna weather the storm. If not, you know, I'm not finna babysit your feelings, keep lying to you like I can keep, because there's a lot of people that keep telling people and even putting out right now today that they can consistently make them $8,000 to $10,000 a week. Stop fucking lying.
It ain't happening, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Because when I get on the phone with these motherfuckers, I'm like, what happened to your ass dispatcher? And as soon as what they do is, as soon as you have their ass sitting and you ain't moving them consistently, now they ready to jump because you lied to them. You get what I'm saying? No, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna tell you up front. Are you ready for some bumps and bruises on this journey? Because it's gonna be some highs and lows. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
The storm. You know, it's about patience and everything. But you just know your worth too. You know, and see that's why a lot of times I turn drivers down myself because money ain't everything for me. You know what I'm saying? Even though I need it, but it's not.
We all do.
Everything.
Yeah, we all do. The one I like to touch on something to like what Ebony said is you really got to have that confidence and keep it 100 with these people, because that's something that it was more out of fear that I didn't want to keep it 100 with them and tell them, hey, we can't make this, we can't do that, and it saves you so much stress. You know, just telling these people, hey, I can't make you $10,000. It ain't last year. You know, when everybody was making $10,000, $12,000, $14,000.
Right.
This year, it ain't popping right now. I'm telling y'all, do not lie to these carriers. Do it, even if you don't lie, don't lead them on. You know what I'm saying? Don't not tell them. You know, just to get another drive. I know it's some people that may be on this live that may want they'll have their first carrier and they itching for that first carrier. It's better to wait 2 extra months, you know, and tell people the truth and get that carrier 2 months later than to have a carrier when you lied to them or you led them on and now you stressed out, you know, missing sleep, you know, and everything else, causing heart problems and who knows what else, because you trying to like meet this stat or this quota that's not going to happen. So keep it 100 with your drivers, definitely. Like Ebony said, Ebony gonna keep 100 regardless of what.
Because I did have a part-time hot shot driver, so of course I charge more for part-time away from the full-time driver that I have, right? So this part-time guy, he's supposed to be full-time with me, then turn around and say, I'm gonna do part-time, run for the shipper down. So this shipper just have stuff going one way, right?
Yeah.
And of course, this shipper always sending him to the dead spots where I ain't got a goddamn.
Tell us where that dead spot at, Ebony. Where they sending them?
Right now it's up there towards that Utah, goddamn it. You know what I'm saying? Especially for the hot spots or whatever.
If it ain't snowing, it ain't popping in Utah.
I ain't coming. So you know, I ran my spiel to him and his wife, whatever, and that's where this transparency come in at, because they couldn't do nothing. So they kept saying every time they wanted me to find their backloads, right? So he'll let me know a couple of days in advance, work will be going.
He said Utah. Hey.
So it was a couple of times.
Yeah.
Where even I moved him down a couple of states, you know, coming down to fucking, because, you know, sometimes in Arizona, it can be sporadically, it just depends on what the market looking like, or just move them over. Colorado, we know Colorado is some timing, you know? So, exactly.
I had a carrier in Colorado.
Yeah, so he ended up, and you know, especially if he had a time frame, he needed to be back home or back to the direct shipper.
Yeah.
His gas prices the way that I said, I can't find it. If you got a specific day you're gonna be home, you ain't got no patience. This is what happens. So he seen that he was losing more money doing that, having that direct ship just him one way, and then every time they send him is no freight, you know, for me to grab him. And of course, this particular carrier, his trailer can max 7,500 pounds. That's another issue when you know. You get what I'm saying? So I have limitations, and then he continue to have me bring you back down south. You know, so now that him and his wife had a discussion. So these last, I'm gonna say 3 weeks, they're not running because they was running under somebody else's DOT number, particularly the guy that has this direct. So he's saying he have made more money than me moving him around than what he has made when he was going the one way for the shipper and me bringing him home back hauls, back down south. So yeah, so when you tell these people the truth, because I end up telling him, I said, because they had parted ways before. I said, it's a reason. When I had a consultation, I said, it's a reason why you parted ways with this guy before. So why are you going back? Because he found out that he had got his own authority and, you know, was about to run for himself. So then they end up calling me and was like,
hey, Ebony, your live keep chopping up. How many bars you got, babe?
2. I probably need to go downstairs.
Yeah, you need to take your butt downstairs. You need to have your thing down. From now on, you have your live downstairs. Do not get in your room, yo. Who the heck gonna have the live where the internet ain't the strongest?
AT&T is becoming Metro PCS. Shit.
Man, you got Metro. Don't be blaming on AT&T.
Yes, it is. Shit, AT&T becoming Metro PCS.
Right there.
Yeah, tell her, Jane. Get right there. Get under
the signal with the good signal with the Xbox.
Get under the router, Ebony.
I am now the guy downstairs to get under the router.
You clear now, God damn. You HD, you 4K. God dang. Now I know who you are.
Dolby Digital.
I know. I thought it was Leash on the live. I didn't even know it.
But to make the story short, he has seen that he has made more money with me moving him around, than, you know what I'm saying, doing what he was doing at first.
That was up.
So, yeah, just being transparent with a lot of people, you know, and we're gonna take some hits and bruises from these carriers, you know, just like when I on the phone, I know another mistake. I don't think it's a mistake, but I feel like I scale back. Because a lot of people that don't know about the transportation industry trying to get in there and they just going out and get their authority. Like when I do a consultation with them, I give them a lot of information. And then you feel some type of way from you. And then you have to let them go or they do that. And you're going to be like, damn, I did this and that and this and that for them. Because at first I was taking business personal. I was like, damn. Especially that one carrier that got stopped by the DOT. It was a Mexican, you know what I'm saying? She had 2 trucks. I did a lot for her. I'm invoicing your invoices separately because this bullshit ass factoring company you had. And then she tried to do some undercut bullshit behind my back, which I do, and I let her ass go. You know, walking her through the market like she like, I'm not making no money. And I told her, I said, sometimes as an owner, you're not gonna fucking see no money. You can't get a cut every fucking time. You gotta pay drivers who driving your fucking trucks.
That's the same thing with us. If you got a regular job, it's gonna be weeks. You might just have to pay straight bills.
Yeah.
And you can't go out and party, goddamn. Same thing owning the business. I don't think they understand that.
Man, so it's And so I don't have a problem with letting people go, even though it's gonna hurt. But shit, I'm gonna see the other side. You know what I'm saying? I know the other side gonna get great.
Yeah, that was up. I say also too on that is that's a mistake that I made. You didn't really I think you touched on it a little bit, but one of the mistakes I made is thinking that drivers know everything, and they don't. There's a lot of them out here that don't know, and I'm not knocking on drivers, but it's some that was just company drivers all their life, and now they're owner operators for the first time, and they just don't know, and they need help. And like it's something that I'm running into a lot here lately because I get a lot of power only. A lot of these drivers don't know that they need to have straps. You know, they don't know that they need to have load bars. They don't know they need to have a hard hat, a safety vest in the truck. It's
Come
just
on,
certain
real
stuff
talk.
they don't know, and we can't come into the game thinking that they supposed to know this stuff. So we got to educate them and help them. It's a lot of stuff that they don't know. So now I'm just, and like I said, this is not knocking on drivers. This is just something that now I know. It's just I have a checklist that I kind of ask these drivers when we have, like, you know, like you were saying, when you first talk to them, okay, hey, do you have load bars? Do you have straps? Do you have this? Do you have that? You know, do you have your KYU number? Because I don't want to send your ass through goddamn Kentucky and you get shut down. A lot of drivers don't know that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, but honestly, me failing has taught me. So that's actually a good thing, you know, because a lot of drivers just don't have stuff. A lot like I was just saying, the KYU number. A lot of drivers just I didn't know that you had to have. I'm thinking that the United States of America was united. It ain't like that.
For different states, because that's what they IFTA. Where they have to do that every 3 months. You know what I'm saying? That's where them taxes come in at and stuff like that. Yeah, so you have to file that stuff.
Yeah, and they don't teach you that in the dispatcher course. And I'm not knocking on anybody because I must shout out to Alex who taught us, but it's some stuff you have to learn yourself.
So you got to do your own research.
Yeah.
You got to continue to research the industry that you're jumping into. You know what I'm saying? You just can't go by because Alex didn't teach us about hot shots. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I had to dig deeper. I had to go a little deeper because I told myself, okay, that's going to be my niche. I do 18-wheelers too, but hot shots is my niche. You get what I'm saying? Because I feel like, you know, you got to find that one equipment that's going to work for you. You know what I'm saying? Just like you guys, power only. So.
Power only made me want to my hair gone now, but goddamn, maybe want to pull my hair out that I used to have. Good grief. Any other states operate like Kentucky? Yeah, Mexico and Oregon. Well, I don't think you'll be driving to New Mexico or Oregon, but if you drive through there, you better have your permit. I don't think nobody going to Oregon because ain't no money there.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's,
Nah, it's like that. It ain't no money. That's what where that Utah is. So I'm telling you, like, especially if you don't know. And so this goes to even the people, the owner operators that's trying to dispatch themselves. You get what I'm saying? They just see the money side of it.
Yeah.
They don't know, like, okay, shit, when I go here, because I'm getting this much, am I going to be able to come out? So even though I know Florida, we all know Florida, you going down there getting a good rate, but no. And I tell my owners, hey, we gonna take a hit coming up out of Florida. I'm just letting you know.
Yo,
You know what I'm
yo,
saying? You gonna take a hit.
yo, you go.
Be ready. Be
When
ready
it was,
for that knockout.
let me say this real quick.
You up out that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Or you want to be sick? Which one you want to do? It might be just gas money, goddamn it.
When it was popping last year, I had to get a driver out of Florida from I think Fort Wayne to College Park, Georgia. $800. Anybody put that in Google Maps and see how far that is. But when we went down there, we hit them over the head.
Okay.
But from Fort Wayne to College Park, 800. That's like 600, 700 miles. And they were heavy, man. I hate to even say that because somebody might be like, oh, this dude sucks. Like, nah, man.
You knew what he was doing.
My bad, Ebony. I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to cut y'all love.
Nah, you good. Nah, but you just, these are things that, you might not get that carrier because you keeping it real. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way I know how. At the end of the day, some people they think YouTube gonna teach them a whole lot, and YouTube only gonna give you so much. You get what I'm saying? So that's why it's also good to get you a mentor or somebody that's gonna assist you throughout the process, whatever you uncomfortable with, and maybe y'all can teach each other something. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm not going to act like I'm the smartest in the room or, I know it all. You might know something that I don't know. Just like, I call one of my brothers, I call CJ on the power only. I ain't even signed the lady up because when I when I send you over the email to fill the carrier packet out in PDF filler,
yeah,
you don't know how.
You going somewhere there.
Technology is very important. Reading is very fundamental. Also, even when you send over your rate confirmations, I ask my drivers, read/review paperwork in its entirety. Because you got to know what this load is what its requirements are. You got to know if you're late, you're going to be charged. You got to know when detention time starts. Don't come calling my phone when they said our detention don't start until after 4 hours because I can't walk every driver through their rate confirmations. You get what I'm saying? I'm not finna babysit you on that because this is your money.
Yo, it's crazy you said that. I just signed a new carrier. He just started this Monday. And he hit once again thinking that drivers know stuff. He never looked at a rate con before. He didn't know I told him what time to be there, but he didn't know pretty much what time it was going to deliver. He was like, so when this load deliver? I'm like, it's on your rate con, ain't it? It's 9 o'clock. He's like, oh, okay. So I literally had to pretty much get on the phone with him and show him certain stuff about the rate con. But me, even me being in this game for just a little bit, just thinking that they know a rate con, but you have to, that's another thing that I'm putting on my list. Do you know how to read rate cons? And I'm not knocking nobody, but that's just, so you save your stress and, save yourself stress, in the future or whatnot.
That's how we get paid. So that's why I say it's good to always have when you first have a conversation and you interviewing this carrier, but after they say, okay, we want to go with you. Okay, you send me my paperwork back. You know what I'm saying? Everything. And that's another thing. Reading, I swear to God, is fundamental. Please read everything. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's wrong with a lot of us. We don't read. Because I'm still waiting on the lady with the power only to send me her certificate of authority. Sweetie, I can't do nothing with you. You printed out my carrier agreement, and some of them have chicken scrap writing. I can't understand that. I can't transfer that over to another system. And I'm not finna be calling you every 5 minutes, asking you what this say, what is this. I want to be able to, that's why I say in my email when I send out my carrier packet, you can download a PDF filler to fill this out. I have it highlighted in the email. And then I asked them to give me 72 hours so I can get them signed up and set up. So you got to be able to, when I'm talking to them, look.
Answer the question. Oh, no, Ebony, somebody's asking you a question about what you're talking about at the bottom.
Document for them to sign. They have to have PDF filler also. Well, you sign the document, yeah. So basically, you want to do what I do. When I send out my carrier agreement, I ask them to download a PDF filler. Because even if they were dispatching themselves, they're going to need it. You get what I'm saying? Because they have to sign these rate cons and send them back. You can't print them. You on the road.
Yep, you're in business.
You have to know how to use these things.
Yep, you're right. You're in business. You got to start doing stuff. It ain't that expensive, you know. You got to have certain stuff like that.
All the time after you sign them up, you signing the rate confirmations for them. But I still want you to know, even with, they need to like download a scanner because they can scan their bill of lading to you in a PDF file so you can upload it to their factoring company. So these are tools they can take a picture of it. You know, if you download one of those scanner apps, you can take a picture of your bill of lading and send it over in the PDF file. I
use Genius Scan.
And that's what I use.
Genius Scan is a good one.
Yes.
If you actually have an iPhone, you can just scan it in the Notes app. You don't even have to get a. I'm just saying. I got some carriers that got iPhones, and it's just everything works great. You know.
Yeah, I know. So, even with my carriers, just take a picture of their bills. You know what I'm saying? I can upload them, but still, I still tell my carriers to make sure they have those things downloaded on their phone.
The young lady asked, which PDF filler would you recommend? Would you recommend the app PDF filler? Would you recommend Adobe? What would you recommend?
You can look in whether you're doing it off an iPad, you can look in your Apple Store or your, you can just type in, if you want a free one, just type in a PDF filler. Because I think it's called Filler Sign and something. I don't even have a specific type. I just downloaded one that was free.
Yeah.
I love free things.
Me too. When I first start, my bad. Go ahead.
Great. I just transfer the rate confirmation over, and it works good even when you're on the road and I'm booking loads. And if I'm out and about and I'm trying to book a load, that's going to get me to where I'm going. I'm going to send you fill it, and I fill out carrier agreements on that bitch too, because some of the brokers still, upload their carrier agreements like them PDF fillers to where you got to change it over to a PDF filler to fill it out and send it back. Yeah. All of them don't have links, or they not using TMS systems.
When I first started, I used the app PDF Filler. It's actually called PDF Filler. And I think it's like 30 days free. Then I figured out that my computer actually had like a system on there where I can write and type and everything. See, if you have a laptop, I have a Windows laptop, tablet/laptop. It may already have like Adobe or something on there that you can automatically do that. So you might not have to pay for it. But PDF Filler, in my mind, is the best. It's not that expensive. And if you're in business, I know everybody's pockets is different. You know what I'm saying? So, but it doesn't cost that much. I think it's like, what is it, like $8.99, something like that, or $3 a month? They got different level packages that's not that expensive.
I always look up a free one in my app, so
I feel you. I ain't gonna lie. I'm free 99 too, Ebony. I ain't gonna lie. What? Let me move to something else that I was thinking that I got to work on this today, and I told James this: having a cutoff time of when to start Now I'm not saying cut off time, 'cause in my business I'm 24/7. So if somebody need a lumber fee at 8 o'clock at night, I got to do that. But I'm saying having a cutoff time of when you're going to say, hey, I can't find no loads. We're gonna start again tomorrow. And I caught myself sometimes trying to look for a load 5, 6, and not having somebody sitting, but like case in point, I had a driver pretty much the load dropped, and we was looking for a load at 2 o'clock, and I'm looking for a load, stressing myself out. And I was telling my homeboy James, is like, I gotta have a cutoff time of when I'm gonna just say, fuck it, excuse my French, but we're gonna start again. We're gonna regroup tomorrow. Or I'm gonna just try to hurry up and get you like a short run, maybe like an $800 load for today. So today won't be waste. And then tomorrow we'll get back to pretty much the big money loads or whatnot. What do you think about that, Ebony?
And see, that's where the transparency come in, because my drivers, sometimes that happens. You know what I'm saying? Just like now, I got a driver, his truck broke down. We was on our way to go get a load, right? So I had to regroup. I called the broker because he had a power steering, like his power steering was shooting out, you know, the power steering, whatever. So and of course he's at the Loves. They only work on 18-wheelers. So you get what I'm saying? So we had to make the adjustments. I called my broker to ask them, can they roll the load over to tomorrow, So which thank God that particular broker, I work with him all the time, he did, was able, it wasn't no ASAP, they gotta have this moved, we was able to roll it over, but things happen. So I do have cutoff time. And sometimes when I can't find them I'ma tell my driver, I'ma text him like, look, couldn't locate you nothing. We're gonna have to start again in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Because if you want me to just take anything, don't be crying about, oh, you got me a rate, this $1, because that can happen. So no, I'ma just wait till tomorrow, and we gonna do not start your clock until I tell you I got you something. Because sometimes, especially in the hot shot game, you might have to sit. You get what I'm saying? It's about patience. You gotta have them. Because I noticed even with getting on the boards, some of the good lows don't start popping up till like 8:30, 9, like seriously, 9 o'clock. Because you have a lot of them, even when you call, you have a lot of agents working under them brokers. You get what I'm saying? And they still got to put you on hold to actually ask the broker. So, yeah.
I'm gonna touch on something another thing that I didn't do starting off is waking up early. I know you said like the loads, it's some good loads don't start popping up at 8, 9, 10. But I find like when I start up early, I get on the load board, like try to be on there like 7, no later than 7:30. Cause I find like it's easier for me to,
I'm up
what you
too.
think?
So I'm up too. So I know what you're saying, but I'm saying it's most of the time on my side, especially for my hot shots. Okay. It tends to work like that for me on the hot shots. You get what I'm saying? See, driving 18-wheelers is different. You get what I'm saying? So, but I know for me.
All right. She the hot shot queen, y'all. Let me be quiet. Cause I don't know nothing about hot shots. I ain't gonna flex. Zero knowledge about hot shots. Wouldn't know what to do.
But also, I would say this: you gotta learn your driver. You know what I'm saying? How they run. Because you don't want to overload them when if they ain't no hustler about getting these loads dropped off and picked up. And if you running slow or whatever, you don't want to overload though, because you're gonna end up fucking yourself, and then you're gonna end up fucking up a relationship with a particular broker or shipper. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta learn your driver and how they run. If they're keeping time, you know what I'm saying? if
Yeah.
they constantly running behind or things of that nature. So just know your drivers and who you dealing with.
Definitely. Cool. James, I wanted to see if we could do a little Q&A, but before we do that, did you have something? You've been quiet over there, man.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
have.
man.
Playing,
I'm just thinking
playing
about
in your
my.
hair and stuff. God dang.
I'm
Come
just thinking
on now.
about my
He ain't on.
experiences.
He
Wait,
think
wait,
he
wait,
got
wait,
dang
wait.
talking to a female. He
Okay,
leaning,
nothing
gangster
about
lean
my
and
hair.
stuff. Like,
What happened
Yeah,
to you,
you
bro?
know
What happened?
when we gonna hook up.
What
When we
happened? What happened, man? What happened?
huh?
Why you take it? Why you take it down? Why you take it off, man? What happened?
Huh?
What you talking about? My hair?
Yeah, man. You just gave up. What happened?
It's hot, man. Trying something new, man. Trying something new, man. Try to be Michael Jordan.
Okay, got you, got you.
Nah, I'm joking with you, man. Me and James be joking like this, man. We brothers, so we throw shots. But
Yeah, ain't no problem. I would say, y'all really taking me back to like when it all first started. It seemed like it's been so long, man. Like, I don't know how y'all feel, but I feel like, I mean, I've been dispatching over a year now, but it seems like I just been through so much. I'm not gonna say I experienced everything, but what I have experienced and what I have been through, I just feel like the person, and when it comes to dispatching, when it comes to a lot of things, it's business and life. The person I am now versus the person I was then, like just the growth and the experiences and everything. It's just like I know to get cut quick to the chase. So I think I'm actually gonna go back and talk a little bit about that situation when I was saying about that the other carrier. So you said 4 things, right, Karis? And I'll be
yeah, go
quick
ahead.
because I know y'all trying to do the Q&A. I'll hop off or whatever to make room for somebody to come
Nah,
on.
I think we can get 4 today.
You think we get 4? Okay. I was
Yeah.
gonna say first was I remember my first carrier that I ever got was not paying attention, was basically being blinded by a good rate going to like a cold area.
Yeah.
And I booked him a load. It was a good paying load too. He was power only. This is before I had learned about the loadout game, figured that out. So it was just a regular straight up power only load. And it was going to Midland, Texas, which is, if anybody knows Texas, it was West Texas, out in the middle of nowhere.
It's dead. It's
Bro,
dead.
this
Yes.
was the POD, right? This was the POD.
Yeah.
I said, okay, so how do we? Because we had to do a quick pay because he had factoring, but it wasn't like set up yet. It was still waiting on paperwork and stuff. So we was just like, I was doing his invoicing for him. So I asked the broker. I said, okay, so how do we do POD? She said, unhook the trailer and take a picture and then just text it to me. Because it was out in the middle, bro, in the middle of nowhere. It was a flatbed. It had like it was like industrial stuff. It was like some piping or something. But it was
Yeah.
he picked up the trailer in Dallas, drove it out to Midland, dropped it, took a picture of it. That was the POD. That was it. It wasn't nothing out there. It was like a big yard, a big field. It wasn't even a field. It was dirt, and that was it. And so, bro, like I felt so bad because I'm thinking like it was the first load I ever booked, and I was like, yeah, I got this dispatcher thing. But then it was like, oh, I gotta get this dude home.
I
was
know
like,
you
oh
be
my
excited.
goodness. I was like, oh my goodness, what did I do? He out here in the middle of nowhere and ain't nothing. Bro,
Nowhere.
this isn't
Dead
it's
head
not a
300
dry
miles.
van.
Yeah.
This is not a dry van. This is power only. With like, so I'm looking for power only loads. Like I said, I wasn't running loadouts like we do now with the power only. Because I tell everybody, if you power only, you running loadouts, so you really be a dry van, and we can work with the dry van. I'm not running no power only, like true power only loads. I don't do that. Period. You either gonna run loadouts or you're not working with me, because that's what we do. Karis, you already know that. Unless we find a relationship that's direct
Loadout
shipping.
King.
Yeah, unless we find a relationship that's a direct shipper.
Yeah.
Nah, we running loadouts, bro. So he was stuck out there, but he was like so patient, everything. So that's number one. Number two, going back to that other, he was actually my second carrier. And then thinking back on it, I should have knew what was up. I'm not gonna say the name of his company because I don't want to put that out there. But I'll say this much: dude was from South Carolina, and he had a gigantic rebel flag on the door of his truck on both sides, right? So that's the dude I was talking about earlier that couldn't get factoring. Like we tried like 4 different factoring companies, they would not approve him. That situation, I would say, it taught me basically, if somebody has a bad attitude, if they got bad energy, don't take no slack. Like the first time they mess up, just cut them off. You know what I'm saying?
James,
Like,
can you
just let it go. Like keep it moving. Like, hey, go yourself, and you don't have to be rude. You don't have to curse nobody out. Nothing. Write a nice, firmly professional worded email and be done with it. Because that situation, like, I mean, it didn't last too long. It only lasted about a week and a half, not even 2 weeks. But just the back and forth that we had, and when I said earlier, I was like, he called me out my name. He tried to say I lied. He's like, oh, you lied, da, da, da. And I was like, I corrected him. I was like, nah, I didn't lie. Like, first of all, you can't.
Called you a jigaboo.
So James, James and CJ,
Man,
can one of y'all define? Can get one of y'all answer this question for Third Coast? Define loadout trailers, because I want you guys to do it because y'all work with them all the time.
What's a loadout?
What's a loadout trailer?
It's a trailer. Loadout? If you book with me, it's a trailer you can keep for a whole month.
No, tell the truth. No, tell them the correct way, CJ.
Nah, okay. I'm joking.
Trailers in the shop. They got a blown trailer.
I know you ain't. This is a no disclaimer to that answer. We don't want no hits.
I'm joking. Don't hey. What your parents used to say, do as I do. What they used to say? Anyway, do as I tell you, not as I do.
The permission.
But no, a loadout trailer is pretty much, if you're power only, you can find a loadout trailer on the load board, and they let you use it for 5, sometimes 3 days, which I wouldn't advise you. 3 days is no. 5 to 7 to 10 days. If you get lucky, 14 to 20 days.
Yeah.
Let's say your driver's in Atlanta. You pick up a loadout trailer that's in Atlanta, and you use that trailer for 7 to 10 days. On that 10th day, on that Raycon, they'll tell you to drop off that trailer in Michigan, Mississippi, or wherever. You have to get that trailer back on that day. So pretty much you get to use it. So on that, I would say if you get to use it for 10 days, on that, let's say if you're in Atlanta and you got to have that trailer back on the 10th day in Chicago, on that 8th day, you need to start somehow, or 7 days, start working yourself up to Chicago. But because you already know you might be fucked up and you might try to find a load from Atlanta to Chicago. It ain't going to happen in one day. Because I think, what's that, like 900 miles, something like that?
Yeah.
It ain't going to happen. Yeah. And in this market, it's going to be horrible because the rate going to probably be $1,100 to go 900 miles. So you on that 7th day, you need to be working. Or if it's 5 days, you need to be working on that 3rd day, getting to wherever you need to go. Yeah. So like I said, loadout trailer, pretty much somebody letting you borrow their trailer.
Yeah. It's better if you got a trip like that to take them small hops, go from Atlanta to Nashville, then like Nashville, Indianapolis, and Indianapolis to Chicago. Just take those short hops and still try and get as close as possible to that $3 a mile.
But if you want to learn the tricks of the trade on how to keep the trailer, hop in my DM for more tips.
or mentorship with CJ.
If it's one thing I know them dang loadout trailers.
Yeah.
Oh, and I just unlocked
the conversations, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yo, I unlocked another code. I unlocked the code today. You might keep that trailer all year. Let me stop. Let me stop. TQL might be watching this.
Yes.
Like that trailer got impounded. I don't know what happened. It's in New York City. It got impounded. Meanwhile, out here in Cincinnati.
What trailer? What you talking about? We ain't booked no trailer with y'all. No, but let's does anybody have a question that they want to come on live? We got some time for a Q&A for people who want to ask questions. Y'all can come on live and we can, if it's hot shots, you can ask the hot shot queen. And she knows 18-wheeler. I just don't want to make it seem like she just, hot shots. But she knows how to do 18-wheelers, flatbeds and stuff. Or James, or myself, we can ask some questions. If somebody has a question about anything in dispatching, trucking, or something we can help out with. Speak now,
I was
forever
gonna
hold
say,
your
I
peace.
mean, until somebody pop in, I was gonna say the other thing is, don't and Karis told me, like, but again, for me, everything is like a learning experience. But when drivers are just too, I'm not even gonna say difficult, just like really, 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 really picky. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just gotta, sometimes you just gotta cut people. You gotta cut them. You gotta let them go.
Agree.
That whole
1000%.
situation played itself out and it resolved itself. But he know what I'm talking about. But it was a situation where it was just like, you know, should I keep going or should I cut it? And he was like, man, you don't cut that out of here. And I'm like, nah, because I was learning things and it was a new experience. It was different. But at the end of the day, I got a lot less stress in my life. I'm chilling and I'm relaxed.
You know, I fired a driver in the middle of a load, yo.
Yeah, hey, you know, with my consultations, if you can't follow simple directions nowadays, I don't even start off with you, you know, because I think I be so transparent, and I, you know, even with the email that I send out, I explain to you, you know what I'm saying, what's gonna happen. Make sure you fill this out detailed as possible. You know what I'm saying? Because I need to be able to transfer your information. And when you don't follow directions and you don't send me all your documents, you really ain't trying to work.
Hold on. Request to come on live. Ultimate Dispatch.
Ebony, I got a quick question for you while they coming on.
Yes,
this is my question, right? So you do the hot shots, right?
Yeah.
So I know for us, loading and unloading is like a crapshoot. I mean, I've had dudes get loaded in 15 minutes, unloaded in 10, 15 minutes, and then I had dudes sit around for 8 hours trying to get loaded. And I don't mean waiting to get loaded. I mean, they start loading, and then 8 hours later, they finish. Now, did they stop in the middle? Yes, but that was the process. So with those hot shots, I know it's not like, you know what I'm saying, you have limited capacity. What would you say your average load time is to get loaded?
My average load time
load and unload.
Load and unload is probably under an hour. Just depends on how many trucks they have in front of them. Like today, my driver was at a shipper trying to get loaded. He had like 2 flatbeds in front of him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it took about an hour or so.
That's not bad.
The times have not been bad for my hot shots. Yeah. You know, but sometimes we do sit and be waiting on detention because some drivers don't pay attention when I tell them, hey, read the rate time. And when that 2 hour, whatever that rate confirmation says, and then you come calling me saying, I'm sitting for 2 hours and the rate confirmation said 4. I said, did you read? Because it said they don't start detention until after 4.
Hey, Ebony be treating her dispatchers like they 5th grade. I mean, her driver.
No, because it's very important. It's how they get paid.
Nah, I'm joking with you. Yeah.
Because just think about it. My customer service is great. Don't get me wrong. Because this is, you know, y'all can see me one way, but I can switch up and be very professional. They didn't see me change, right? But
I didn't know who she was. We gonna get right with your Ultimate Dispatch. Just let us finish this up.
I want you guys to know that they gotta know how important. If you out here and this is your business, you gotta know what's important. And with this business, you gotta be able to read the fine print. You gotta know what this load requires. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's important you ask your drivers what type of load securement do they have. Because I'm not gonna sit there and book with hot shots. I send out a load securement list to them to make sure they got the starters. You know what I'm saying? And you just keep adding to it. Because in hot shot, you got to do a lot of tarping, strapping, chains, you know, even with the flatbed side. So you got to have those things.
I'm coming to Houston to get the game. You better tap in with her, bro. She got all the game. Ultimate Dispatch. What was the question you had, big dog?
No, I was here last week with you guys, remember?
Oh, you was there last week. Did you take our advice?
Yeah, but the guy didn't follow through, so I just kept it moving.
Say
Yeah,
again?
you gonna take some bumps and bruises.
I said the
You
guy
know what
didn't
I'm
follow
saying?
through, so I kept it moving.
He said the guy didn't follow through, so he kept it moving.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
but I still didn't find nothing yet.
It's about consistency. Like I told you, I'm being transparent. I didn't get my first carry for like 6 to 7 months. To be honest with you, because first and foremost, a lot of men don't respect women and what they bring to the table. Let me start there. You know what I'm saying? Like even when I was giving my story about I was in a car with a dude, and I'm the one that talked the truck and talk. This man rather talk to the dude that have no clue about trucking because he's a man. You get what I'm saying? So I'm just being transparent with you. It took me 6 months, 6 to 7 months to even grab my first carrier. You just can't stop. You got to just do different marketing tools like we told you, and you got to be consistent with it.
What kind of marketing are you doing right now? What are you doing?
Cold email and cold text and cold call.
Okay, you doing cold email, cold text, and where are you getting your list from? You getting from FMCSA?
No, I use a directory.
Okay, so you emailing and texting posted trucks like that are okay. Are you doing any type of cold calling though?
Yeah, like if I see that they have like 2 or 5 or less.
Okay.
Yeah, I call those people like they're most likely to work with it.
Okay. So this is what are you looking for any carriers in any specific areas, or does it matter? You just trying to nationwide, pretty much anywhere?
I use that the market map, so I'm just doing state by state.
You out in New Jersey, right? New Jersey area or something?
No, New York.
New York. Okay.
Yeah, New York.
Yeah.
So this is what I have seen that works best, especially in this market, because of the rates and everything and what's going on.
Yeah.
Indeed, I feel like still pulls pretty decent, but you just have to write your ad in a way where, number one, you're not lying to people, and you basically you have to write your ad where you're basically filtering out people who aren't serious and who aren't like really committed to work. So like when you write your ad, you need to write it like you're like almost like in a way where you like almost like being, some people would see it as like being a jerk. Like, you know, hey, I'm looking for owner operators who are really serious about hustling. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you don't want to work, don't waste your time. Stop reading right now. Like stuff like that. Because what that does is it's almost like somebody with a certain mindset will read that and they to themselves, they're telling themselves, oh no, that don't apply to me. I'm a hustler. Oh no, that don't apply to me because I'm trying to get it. And you know what I'm saying? And as they go through these steps, they almost like filter themselves out. So when they finally get to the bottom and you tell them the real, like, look, we're going to work and get, $4,000 to $6,000 a week. The rates are trash right now. Fuel is high. So I'm going to do my best to work with you and get it. But this is what it is. If this is too low for you, don't call me because I'm not going to BS you. I'm going to tell you the truth. Like you said, put all that. I'm serious. You will screen out so many people, but the people that do call you will be serious and they will be ready and willing to work, and they'll be in the right mind frame where they don't believe all this pie in the sky BS like, oh, I'm gonna make $10,000 a day. Like, no, that's not real. You know what I'm saying? That's almost what you have, where you have to be at, and what you have to say at this point in the market. That's what I would do.
Okay.
So you're gonna have you'll have a lower response rate, but the people who do respond, they will be like targeted and they'll be serious and they'll be motivated. And I'm not saying every single person is gonna sign up, but if you write it like that and they read it, they're gonna be like, I just want to talk to this dude just to have this conversation because this dude sounds crazy, but he's speaking my language. You know what I'm saying? And then from there, you still gotta follow up and all that stuff. But that's the best, in my opinion, right now. Indeed, and you can post free ads. You could post in multiple cities. You just gotta you gotta pace it. So just post like 1 or 2 a day, and then just bounce around the country, all the major cities.
Man, I'm gonna jump in there, man. I think I talked to you last week, and we said Indeed. I post like if I'm in,
we gave him a lot of information.
If I'm in Georgia, I'm posting in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I'm posting in Savannah. I'm posting in College Park. I'm posting in like 5 cities in Georgia. And I literally did this, probably like 4 weeks ago. I just Saturday, I turned on YouTube, turned on some music, some old school, some 90s. And I pretty much, it took me 2 hours, and I just went through. I went to Illinois. I posted in Chicago. I posted in pretty much Champaign. I posted in Sweeney. A whole bunch of cities I didn't even know Illinois had. I thought it was just Chicago. I went to Ohio. I did Akron. I did Columbus, where Bow Wow from. I did every city. I just did 10 of them. You know what I'm saying? Then I Googled. I saw I typed in what are the hottest trucking cities, and that's not it. After that, then I went to Facebook, and I joined 50, literally 50. I told James the other day, like every 2 days, and I'm doing it tonight before I go to bed, I post in those 50. It takes me 15 minutes because I timed myself because I was about to hurry up and try to run in the morning one time, and I saw it took me 15 minutes to post my ad in 50 Facebook groups.
And you're gonna have competition. You know.
Yep.
Gonna have people out there charging 3 and 5 fucking percent.
Yeah, that's the most common response I got.
But don't let that scare you or deter you. Let me tell you, I just signed a new driver, pretty much, that just started this Monday. That driver didn't come from all that work that I did from Indeed, it didn't come from there, and all that work I did on Facebook, it didn't come through there. It came through me. I was talking to a young female. And word of mouth, she told some dude that I guess she used to talk to. He hooked me up with an ex-girlfriend of his, and now her and her boyfriend now are driving with me. So some of the shit that you're gonna do, excuse my French, is not gonna work. Like I said, all that stuff I did on Indeed, it didn't get me the new carrier. All the stuff that I did on Facebook, it didn't get me that carrier. Me posting on Instagram every day, it didn't get me that carrier. Me talking to somebody got me the carrier, but you got to be able to do everything. You got to be able to do, just like it's something that Eric Thomas said, you just can't be one-dimensional. You got to be, in the NBA, if all you can do is drop 20 points, they'll trade your ass. You got to drop 20 points, and you got to get a rebound, and you pretty much got to go back on defense. That's 3-dimensional. You just can't be dropping 20 and thinking that's it, or you just can't beat somebody up. See how many times Pat Beverly got traded? LeBron don't get traded because he can go down there, get rebounds, heat you up, and pretty much make assists and make everybody better. So me saying that is, you got to be on Indeed. You got to pretty much be on Facebook. You got to be on Instagram. You got to go to the truck stops. And you got to tell everybody. And you got to do that shit every day.
Hey,
and you got to do it. Hold on right quick. And you got to do it for 2 months straight without getting the driver and still stay consistent the next 3rd month.
Yeah.
That you just
my 3rd week.
Bro.
Yeah.
You still got Similac behind the ear right now, big dog.
Just get warmed up.
We joking you. We joking you a little bit, and we just trying to, go ahead.
If it was that easy, everybody be doing it. You know what I'm saying? You just can't give up and think it's just going to come to you, because it's not. You know what I'm saying? You got to be confident in what you're selling. You know what I'm saying? And it's I'm going to give you this.
I got a question. You say you post in the Facebook groups. Why you post a flyer, like a regular truck flyer? You're right.
Nah, I don't. I think I told you last week that flyer that everybody posts that they got from Fiber, or got from whatever, I don't post that crap no more because it don't work. I tried something different. I made me I'm going to show you exactly what I post, bro. I'm going to show you on live.
Yeah,
that flyer.
Once you start scrolling through, that's all you see.
That's quick and to the point.
Yeah. I'm going to show you.
Have an accountability partner?
Say it again.
Do you have an accountability partner where you partner with somebody else that's in dispatching to kind of, you push each other?
No, I'm all alone.
Nah, you got to start creating relationships, bro. You know what?
Yeah.
That's going to be very important and detrimental to what you're doing.
This is what I was posting last year. Of course, we not making $7,000 to $10,000 but this is one of the flyers that I was posting last year. Now, this is the flyer that this is the professional flyer that I have that everybody else have.
Yeah.
That's not working. They see this a dime a dozen.
Yeah.
So after I posted this crap for like a whole month straight and nobody was hitting me up, I said, let me change it. And I started posting this crap, some bootleg junk, and it started working. So that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes you just got to switch it up. Huh?
You made it yourself, right?
Yeah, I made it myself because the professional one wasn't working. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, and you just got to switch it up. But the point is, what I'm trying to bring to you in that is like, I just didn't give up when I was posting this flyer. The professional one is like, oh man, it's not working. I was like, dang, I even called my homeboy James. I sent him like 2 rough drafts. I was like, bro, what you think about this one? He's like, nah, dude, put that, blah, blah. And he told me and I added it in there and it worked.
And
see,
we all hold each other accountable. We have relationships with each other. You got to be able to connect with somebody. You get what I'm saying?
That's true.
I'm just saying, bro.
Like, even if you just start doing research and just putting, like, you know what I'm saying? We normally put out, like, when the safety week coming up. You know what I'm saying? Do you even have Facebook and Instagram where you can just start posting knowledgeable stuff so they can make you look like you know something about trucking? You know what I'm saying? So when somebody even go look up your shit, they don't just see a blank ass Instagram or Facebook page.
Oh,
that's true.
Even I do on my personal and business side, I post all about trucking. You don't know shit about me personally. They gonna be like, damn, this bitch, she got fucking business shit on her personal page too.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm about to steal that. I think I've been thinking about it, but I'm definitely about to start doing that in them Facebook groups. I've been talking about it, but I'm definitely about to do that. Just start answering questions, man.
Yeah.
It's just anything that works. If you know, if you're in the Facebook group and you see somebody say, "Hey, man, what is the power only?" and you know the answer to that crap, answer it. Who knows? That can probably get you a driver. You just got to try so many different things, but don't give up, man. Like what Neo Davis said, it has to work or it has to work, man.
Yeah.
You gotta believe that. Like we talked about speaking, you know, stay away from the negative thoughts. You know, you gotta start speaking like cause let me tell you something. I said once I completed Alex course, I said hot shot's gonna be my niche. And guess what God sent me? My first carrier, goddamn it, was hot shot. And she
Which load board you use for that?
What?
What load board you use for hot shot?
DAT, but I mostly use about my relationships too.
DAT. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, just follow some of those tips, man, and just tap in with us and let us know. But like I said, you got to do it every day. If not every day, every other day. Not every 3 days. You have to literally do it every day or every other day. If you letting 3 days go by and you ain't doing it, you're not gonna find nothing, man. It's something about the universe. It rewards people who work, man. It knows. It's not gonna reward people who lazy. So I'm not saying you lazy, but I just know that. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna reward you if you putting in the work. But anyways, man, thanks for tapping in, and we'll let you get back to what you're doing. All right.
All right. Thank you.
All right, man. I think you might have to hang up. I don't know if we can hang up. All right. Yeah. So I guess it's pretty much been we're an hour and 30, man. Hey,
so
I'm gonna wrap this thing up. Ebony already. You ain't been Ebony already?
We want you guys to go subscribe to our channel, which is called YouTube Eavesdropping Knowledge. If you guys want to, continue to follow us, we definitely gonna start getting in debt, talking about all type of stuff. It's just not about, trucking. We also want to, make sure that, we're keeping a good mental, space, good mental health. And just, checking on people. You never know. Somebody might be going through something. And don't just, just like Ultimate Dispatch just was out here, these the same questions he asked us last week. You want something to come fast, but it's not. It might not work out like everybody else shit gonna work out. Your walk is different. You know what I'm saying? And you just gotta trust what you're doing. Shit, I know how hard it is because it took me goddamn 6-7 months. And I didn't stray away from not being transparent. You know what I'm saying? I ain't with the fake and phony shit. I ain't finna lie to you because I want you to know she kept it real the whole way through. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm confident in what I'm fucking selling to you. I'm confident in what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? There's just facts. So you just gotta trust yourself. Or shit, go get a job if you feel like you ain't gonna make it. Cause this shit ain't for the weak. I'm just saying. It's not.
It is not. I promise you, y'all.
Shit, me, CJ, and James, we done been on a motherfucking Zoom call about to cry. Kumbaya together. You heard me? Kumbaya, my Lord.
Holding virtual hands, yo.
Hey.
This market is not. It ain't nothing nice right now.
And this market it ain't. It's only for the fucking strong. You better strap them motherfucking boots up.
Ooh.
And get ready and go to war.
I'm telling you, it will break you down, yo. I keep always keep giving quotes from Eric Thomas, but he said, you tell life that you want to go, and then life punch you in the mouth and it punks you. And that's literally what life would do, and this dispatching would do, or anything you're trying to do. Like, yo, I want 100 trucks. And life punch you in your mouth and say, okay, do you still want 100 trucks?
Yeah.
Do you still want this? And they hit you in your mouth again. You sure you want these 100 trucks? And only the person who get back up and keep trying to fight back is the only person that's going to walk through, yo. Life is going to punk you. I promise you. Right. But you can get it to the other side. Trust me, man. You just got to keep going, man.
Yeah, just like even what I can tell y'all, even with my, you know what I'm saying, my teaching. I got an online course. I do in-person teaching. Ain't nobody bit off my online. Well, yes, let me tell you, no lie. Somebody did buy my online course. But just my in-person teachings, they haven't grasped the concept of, that ain't gonna make me be like, okay, well, fuck it, because I know the information that I have, and I'm not just talking about fucking trucking. You get what I'm saying? Shit, I can give you game on business credit and all that. So I'm just gonna keep going, but I'm not gonna put out in my flyer. I'm gonna just tell you much, much more. You just gotta come find out and what I'm selling and what I'm giving out. You get what I'm saying? Because that's another service that you can probably sell to your drivers, because they need to know about how to leverage in that credit. Yep. So I got connections to where I can come. I got people ready to come and do a joint something, or even with me and my guys. You know what I'm saying? Right now on live, we doing something together. You get what I'm saying? So it's all about relationships and building something. You just got to have them people, because you can't do business by yourself. You got to have some type of partnerships. And we working from all different sides.
Yep. Ebony, when we going to do this webinar for put you on the spot and put Ebony on the spot? When we going to do this webinar to talk about
July 9th.
July 9th.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We doing a webinar July 9th for rate per mile. So, these truck drivers is out here telling you.
Break-even point.
Yeah, break-even point. These truck drivers telling you my break-even point is $3. You tell them to shut up and sit down so I can walk you through it.
Exactly, because they don't even know what all it takes to get down to their break-even point. Yeah. They just thinking about how much they want to make.
Yeah,
and exactly. They thinking that's going to clear their company in the black. And they sitting over in the red, shut the fuck down.
break even point $1.70. Talking about they break even point $3.50.
And so as long as when we say that your break even point, and if it's $1.70, long as a dispatcher you getting them over $1.70, they ass gonna be in the black. They gonna pretty much be good to go. They might not see as much money after they pay out to their insurance and all the fix and operating costs and that shit, but they gonna be good.
Anybody tell you they break even point $3, you hang up on them.
Yeah, just go and shut it down.
It might be. I don't know. The prices they pay for these trucks, they break even point might be $3, man.
They break even point might be $6 motherfucking dollars because they overpaid. Goddamn it, you heard me.
If their break even point is $3, you tell them drive that truck back to the lot and give them the keys.
Yeah.
Start over next year.
Yeah.
File
Close that
LLC,
LLC, open another LLC, get you a truck from the auction when the prices start coming down.
Come on now.
Yeah, cause they about to drop. They already dropped actually. But yeah, man, I think it was a good episode. And any closing remarks from Ebony, James, that we want to leave with the people?
I just want to say I appreciate y'all, man, and I thank y'all. This evening has been educational, but it has also been entertaining. So I appreciate y'all's insight, y'all's unique way of how you talk about this industry that we all familiar with, and I appreciate y'all sharing this platform with me.
Are you on the floor?
Yeah, like I don't sit on my couch. It's so decorated, Don't worry about what the fuck I'm doing over here.
That's such a woman thing. She got all the pillows on there, but then she can't sit on it because she got all the pillows on there.
Exactly.
You know this is gonna be on YouTube, right? Like,
okay. I'm as real as they get, right?
Yo.
You know what I'm saying? I'm being my motherfucking self. So
he on the floor.
The transparency. It's the transparency for me, CJ.
Hey, and with that's eavesdropping knowledge, and we out for the night, y'all.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.